In Pokemon, a Nuzlocke is an additional challenge for particularly bold players. The rules vary, but typically any Pokemon caught cannot be caught again, and any Pokemon that dies can never be used again. I've adopted this concept into Breath of the Wild. The rules are basically, first of all, any weapons picked up can never be picked up again, i.e., you can't have two tree branches. If a weapon breaks, you can no longer use that weapon. If you throw that weapon, the same concept applies. Boomerangs can only be reused if you catch them before they hit the ground. You are allowed to use the Master Sword, but not after it loses its charge once. So you can't use it over and over again. The only way to beat this challenge is to defeat Ganon. You'll notice during this playthrough I'll occasionally die or revert to a last save. And it brings up the question of, if I broke a weapon during that time period, does it stay broken when I go back and it's no longer broken anymore? And it really could be argued both ways, but I decided that I would just see that if I went back to that last save, any weapons that were broken during that time period are no longer broken, as long as I don't abuse this mechanic. My first weapon was this tree branch. Then I stole this axe from the old man. It's probably important to mention that the woodcutter's axe and the stone crusher are both used a lot in shrines, and because you can't get another one, it's important to keep them around and not drop them in case you need them later on for a quest of some sort. That was unnecessarily scary. Yo, that's a Lino. That is a Lino. That is a Lionel. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Wow. That's a Lino. Oh, my. I eventually find my first shrine, which gives me access to the Magnesis charm, or Magnesis rune, actually. And this is really helpful. I, run through the whole shrine using Magnesis, but I don't end up finding any more weapons in this shrine. But this is the start of a great new weapon for me, because I'm going to have to find new ways to attack without weapons. Using Magnesis, I'm able to get these pair of chests here in the middle of the mud swamp, which gives me 5 fire arrows and 5 ice arrows. I end up pushing these rocks to kill a couple of these bokoblins, and then I am able to jump in there and grab a new weapon, a bokoblin club. And I end up losing my beloved tree branch, fighting this Choo-Choo. This is the first weapon death of the series, which means that we can never use a tree branch again for the rest of the playthrough. I end up making my way to this quaint little cabin of the old man, and that's where I find my first shield, the pot lid. I talked to the old man, but I do notice there's a torch here, but I don't pick it up, although I do pick up the farmer's pitchfork, just because I know I'm going to need torches later on, and I don't want to waste an inventory slot or durability right now. I'd rather wait until later on. And you can see here is our first repeat, the Woodcutter's Axe. I'm not allowed to pick it up, and you can tell that it's one that I'm allowed to pick up because you can read it, and it's already been discovered. Although I do also have a list of all the weapons I've gone through. We find the second shrine. This one's the one with the stasis chamber, the stasis rune. We pick that up pretty quickly, and we make our way across a couple of the puzzles. And you can see here we see the little stone slammer, but I don't pick it up because I don't want to waste durability or an inventory space by picking it up now when I could need it in a different shrine later on. I do pick up a Traveler's Shield, but I break my second weapon, the Boko Club. In the third shrine, I get Cryonis, but I do also find a Traveler's Spear, which immediately breaks after I get it. I come across a Guardian, who immediately breaks my pot lid, but I manage to parry his second attack. In the last shrine, I get Remote Bombs and a Traveler's Claymore. Now I have 4 Spirit Orbs. I can choose to either increase my stamina or increase my health. I choose to increase my stamina because I feel like combat is going to be less important in this playthrough, and it's going to be more important to have movement abilities. This also gives me the Paraglider, which lets me have a lot more access to the map and improve my movement abilities by a lot. I find another shrine, and I try to make it to this chest, which has a weapon in it, but I absolutely just fail, and I end up having to run all the way back around and try again because I just fall. But here I find it, and then this is where I get the soldier's claymore. This guy was annoying me, so I just stab him and take his horse. At the top of Kakariko Village, there's a training shrine, which gives me that shield and this 8-fold blade. And it makes me go across one of my first enemies, my first, actually difficult foes. And it's one of these guardians, which gives me a guardian sword. I lose my pitchfork, but pick up a shield. Unfortunately, I also lose my claymore right after the fight. I found another shrine with this little puzzle that we're supposed to do, but I end up just saying screw it and flip it upside down, and that works out just as well. And inside the chest, we find our ferric bow. This is where one of my biggest complication comes up. You see, I have to light each of these little lanterns with this blue flame in order to unlock one of the next locations. And normally you'd be using a torch to do this, but like I said before, I want to try to save my torch as long as possible. So I try to use a bow and arrow, and just poke the fire and then use that arrow to ignite other lanterns. But this isn't going to work for the entire time. You do see that I pick up a rusty broadsword here too, and I'll use that later. I end up getting all the torches lit in the town, but then I find myself at a dead end here, and I run back to the beginning again to go off in the other direction and hopefully find some way they connect together. I ended up getting to a dead end, and I started getting worried that it was going to rain, so I ran back to the start of the world and picked up a torch, and I just decided I'll just bite the bullet and just start using it and try to be conservative with it. After that, it was really easy, and I just used the torch on the way all the way up to the mountain and unlocked the tech lab. Eventually, I make my way into this shrine, and I just sort of avoid these guys because I don't deal with them. But I do pick up an Edge of Duality, which is a really strong weapon that I can save for later. Sadly enough, when I was fighting this guardian, my 8-foot blade broke, and then my Traveler Shield broke while I tried to shield surf. In another shrine, I found a feathered edge, and then I entered the Test of Strength shrine, and I ended up breaking my Soldier's Claymore. I've been trying to avoid these ones so far because it break a lot more weapons than you end up usually gaining in the end. But this is early on, so it's not as big a deal. I got overconfident and then ended up getting farmed by these little bokoblins with arrows for 5 times in a row. I just died over and over and over again. But luckily, eventually I did manage to steal one of their horses and make my great escape. At the next shrine, I end up breaking my soldier's bow. I really struggled once I got to the next shrine. I died, I think, 5 times all in a row before I finally got out. But in doing so, I lost my Feather's Edge. That broke, and I also broke my Knight's Broadsword. And entered the desert. I quickly got myself a Gerudo scimitar before running off to the city of Gerudo. There I find a shrine, which, after a couple puzzles, gets me a Thunder Spear. As a final update to my roster, I add the Moonlight Scimitar and a Duplex Bow. During my fight with Master Koga, I end up breaking my Guardian Sword, and then eventually later my Guardian Spear as well. After all this, I unlock the Thunder Helm, which is the key to defeating Thunderblight Ganon. So, the only way to access Vana Boris is by blowing up the camel's feet. Each foot required 2 explosive arrows, and after dying an embarrassing amount of time, I managed to actually get in. Inside the beast, I found a silver bow and an ancient battle axe. But my Gerudo scimitar and my Shield of the Mind's Eye both broke. I quickly completed the Divine Beast puzzles before leaving the beast to prepare more. I upgraded my bombs and stasis, got a couple more stamina vessels, then bought and upgraded my stealth armor. After all that, I was ready to fight Thunderblight Ganon with 3 hearts. And now, a brief compilation of my deaths. Okay. Bruh. But honestly, I got pretty close, so I'm not mad about it. I think I can actually beat him. What? What? Excuse me? What? Okay, do I have to parry him? I swear! Why am I not using my bow? I should have been shooting him. Okay. That's so dumb. That's so freaking dumb. He's attacking me before I even stand up? How am I supposed to fight against that? I'm gonna do Plex Bow at first. That would suck. Man. Ha! What? He hit me, and I had a fairy bring me back to life, and he hits me again? Excuse me? This is so dumb. That's still so dumb, though. That's still so freaking dumb. How does that work? He hits me and kills me a second time before I even get a chance to be brought back to life. That is so dumb. I swear. Explain it to me? Okay. I'm definitely not wrong. Back this way. I love not focusing the enemy. I love it. I absolutely love it when that happens, where you can't focus on the only enemy in this entire room. Excuse me? What? You were looking at the wall. You decided, oh, okay. I'm gonna focus at the wall over there. That's my biggest enemy. That's my biggest threat in this room. That wall. That dangerous wall for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. And I'll be looking at him too. I'll literally be looking at him. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Ah! Nope. Ah! Okay, I tried. That's fair. See, that's fair. When I just miss it, okay? That's fair. But when you just say, okay, it's just gonna hit you anyways. Why would you go to... Whatever. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Where is he? Oh, he's not there now. Okay. Focus him. I'm literally looking right at you. Focus at him. Focus him. And then I fall! Okay. That's so dumb. And he regains all of his health back. Oh my. Give me another weapon. Thunderblade. Stay back. Don't hit me, please. Do not hit me, please. Please, we can talk about it. I love that little dancey he does. I probably... Okay. To be fair, I probably should not have paid attention to the dancey dance. I should have been, actually attacking the boss of the entire game of this entire dungeon, but you know, whatever. Oh, I did it. Excuse me? Okay, I was about to say, if that did no damage to him, I did it, okay? I don't need more than 3 hearts. More than 3 hearts is overkill, okay? I can do it just like this, okay? I don't need my weapons. Minorly rage-inducing, but it's okay. Oh, that was fun. That was a fun fight. Those of you who are confused by my rage right now, it's because when you press this left trigger, it focuses on your enemy, and then it allows you to do like backflips and side steps. Oh, probably shouldn't have done Allows you to do backflips and sidesteps and parries. Focused on his attacks, right? Because let's say that he's right here, and if I'm not focusing on him and I do a backflip, it doesn't work because it has to be focused on that enemy's attack, right? Because on that off chance you're being attacked by multiple enemies, and you can't just do random backflips and avoid all their attacks and then get random flurry blows, right? So you have to be focusing on that one enemy, right? But for some reason, I'd focus, and I'd just look at a wall, like that. Even though there's only one enemy. Urbosa's Fury. I've ignited them before I found out where they were. Look at that, like, quad, ooh, okay, Spike Vocal Club. Oh, what? It broke that fast? Throw it at him. Ow. I don't think that I've been at the very... Alright, Ancient Battle Axe Plus. This is good, because these are both weapons I haven't gotten yet, because they're pluses, which are technically different. I know they seem like the same type of weapon, but because they're different in, like, the table of contents of weapons, they count as different for this game mode, right? Same thing with, like, the... Ooh, Frost Spear, that's pretty good. No weapons, though. Yeah, I think I'll take it. Soldier Metal. Oh, yeah, there's a weapon. Should I pick that up? I want to pick it up. Dragon Bone Vocal Bat. That's pretty strong. So I realize now that I have to use my torch as soon as possible because I have it and I don't want to waste it. So I decided to do a lot of the torch missions sooner rather than later, such as this second tech location where you have to use the torch to once again make a new, unlock another area, right? And then I know after this, there's a lot of things that you need to torch for in the Korok village. So I thought I might as well make my way over to Korok village and start working on that as well. I end up breaking my Edge of Duality against this Guardian here. But then I do manage to pick up a couple more weapons right afterwards. The first two weapons I picked up were the Spiked Moblin Club and the Soldier's Broadsword. Unfortunately, it started raining, which got rid of all my progress, and I had to sort of just like wait around for the rain to stop so that I was able to try again. I pick up the Spiked Vocal Shield quickly after, but my Guardian Spear breaks immediately. I also picked up the Wind Cutter and a Vicious Sickle. While it was raining, I decided to run down with my Frost Spear and clear out all the enemies beforehand so that I would have less of a problem and I could just run through with my torch once it stopped raining, and it was a lot easier to make my way through. That made it really simple up until the end there to complete this task. After, my Spiked Vocal Shield breaks, and I have to switch over, and my Gerudo Shield breaks right afterwards. But I just had to go fight a Lino that's right down here. My Soldier's Broadsword breaks almost immediately, and then right after it, this Spiked Moblin Club also breaks. In quick succession, my Soldier's Spear and Dragon Bone Vocal Bat are quick to follow. My Ancient Battle Axe breaks as well. This does, however, give me the Mighty Lino Bow and Mighty Lino Sword, which is important because the way this mode works is that as you defeat more enemies and you become more stronger, your enemies also become stronger. And the Mighty Lino is the middle one. So if you don't kill him early on, there's no way to get his weapons, as there's only access to the third level Linos. I enter the maze knowing it has really great armor, and I managed to pick up a great flame blade in the process. I jump under the maze to get this done in the circlet before booking it as fast as possible. This is the other really important use of the torch that I need, and it's access to the Korok Forest. Because in order to find the Korok Forest, you need to have a torch and then follow the direction of the flames in order to guide you towards the Korok Forest. I start completing the 4 Korok trials, but I sadly have to pick up the Rusty Shield in order to complete the first one, which is done by putting the shield inside of this tree's mouth, which unlocks the shrine. The interesting thing about this next trial, the trial of the weapon, I believe, is that they give you 3 wooden weapons, a sword, a bow, and a shield. And luckily for me, I had not used any of these weapons beforehand, but if I had, I would not have been able to use them during this trial, which could have made it a lot more difficult. Besides that, it was a pretty simple trial. Some footage got corrupted, but I managed to pick up a rusty halberd, a rusty broadsword, and a goblin arm. But then I find this chest which has a weapon in it, and I decide I would rather get rid of the rusty broadsword for the chance of whatever weapon it might be in here in case it's better, because I did not have an extra inventory slot for it. It ended up being a knight's claymore, which is a much better weapon. I go to pick up this chest and see what weapons inside of it for the shrine, but it turns out to be a knight's broadsword, which is a weapon I've already used before, and meaning I cannot pick it up and take it from the chest. I shoot this dragon and get myself a scale, but I immediately died and lost the scale. I end up breaking 3 weapons in quick succession. This forest dweller's sword, a rusty broadsword, and a rusty halberd. I pick up my forest dweller's spear before quickly picking up both the dragonbone vocal club and a moblin arm.
It's so scary. It's so scary. Oh my, oh my. So many. Wow.
You wanna know what I got after all that? A great flame blade, which I can't even use. And finally, I got myself 3 more stamina upgrades. While going through the footage, I realized there was a number of weapons that I picked up, but didn't end up using. But because I've already picked them up, that counts as having lost it in Nuzlocke. And those lists of weapons were the Royal Halberd, Zora's Spear, Flame Blade, Traveler's Bow, Guardian Shield, a Soldier's Shield, and a Knight's Shield. And I have to throw away all these items and cannot use them because either I had a full inventory or something or other when I saw it. And now, because I've seen it and picked it up, tried to pick it up but was unable to, that counts as having picked it up and dropped it. So, and as a final rundown, my current melee weapons that I have are the Woodcutter's Axe, the Torch, a Frost Spear, a Wind Cutter, a Mighty Lino Sword, a Flame Greatsword, a Moblin Arm, a Dragonbone Boko Club, a Knight's Claymore, a Vicious Sickle, and a Bokoblin Arm. As far as bows and shields, I have a Ferric Bow, a Knight's Bow, a Radiant Shield, a Silver Bow, a Mighty Lino Bow, Mighty Lino Shield, and then a Forest Dweller Bow and a Forest Dweller Shield. And as far as broken weapons that I'm no longer allowed to use for the rest of the playthrough, I've got the Tree Branch, a Boko Club, Pot Lid, Farmer Pitchfork, Traveler's Shield, Traveler's Spear, Traveler Claymore, Soldier Claymore, Shield of the Mind's Eye, Eightfold Blade, Guardian's Sword, Boko Shield, Duplex Bow, Rusty Broadsword, Edge of Duality, Knight's Broadsword, Feathered Edge, Guardian Spear, Soldier's Bow, Gerudo Scimitar, Thunderblade, Moonlight Scimitar, Ancient Battle Axe, Spiked Boko Club, Ancient Battle Axe Plus, Guardian Spear Plus, Soldier Spear, Dragonbone Boko Blats, Spiked Moblin Club, Soldier's Broadsword, Spiked Boko Shield, Gerudo Shield, Rusty Shield, Rusty Halberd, Rusty Broadsword, Forest Dweller Sword, Rusty Claymore, Forest Dweller Spear, and finally the Guardian Spear. And there we have it. I think that even though we've lost a good chunk of weapons, we're on track to defeat Ganon. Most of the weapons we lost were some of the weaker ones, and we haven't really touched the strongest weapons in the game. And we've already defeated the hardest of the 4 pre-bosses, which is Thunderblight Ganon, which really sets us up for a good start. Also, I think that if we do end up defeating Ganon, I might try to continue this challenge a little bit further to maybe go for all shrine completion. But regardless, I think we're at a good start, a good setup.